Hi students, I am back with another session of pronoun. So we have already done a session of pronoun, and in our previous session, in our previous class, we have read certain basic things about pronoun. We learned about the role of pronoun in English, why it is used and how it is used. And we have also learned one type of pronoun that is personal pronoun. And in total, we already know there are 10 types of pronoun which we learned in our last sessions, right? So in this session, we are going to start with reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun. Okay. So you need to understand the very first thing which you need to remember about these two nouns is that the words that come under the category of reflexive pronouns are same. The words that come under the category of reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronouns are same. It means the same words are reflexive pronoun and the same words are emphatic pronouns. See, there are certain words like myself, herself, yourself, oneself, himself, itself, ourselves, oneself. So on your screen, you can see certain words, and there is a one thing which is common in all the words, and that is each and every word has a self or selves as its prefix. So these words are reflexive pronoun, and the same words are emphatic pronoun. Now the question arises: what is the basic difference between a reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun, or how we are going to classify? How we are going to find out that if the given word is a reflexive pronoun or if it is an emphatic pronoun. Okay, so let us first understand certain things about reflexive pronoun, right? See, you need to understand, one thing, that when a subject when the subject and the object of a sentence are both the same person, what I'm saying, when the subject and the object of the sentence are both the same person, then in that case, the object is called reflexive pronoun. Then in that case, the object is called reflexive pronoun. Now, the question is, how is it possible that the subject and object are the same person, right? See, you all need to know, you have already learned with me in our previous sessions that subject is the one who performs the task, right? Subject is the one who performs the action. Okay. Verb itself is an action, and object is the one on whom the action is being performed. Subject, the one who performs the action. Verb itself is an action, and object is the one on whom the action is performed. Now, if the subject performs the action on himself only, then in that case, subject and object will be the same person. If I am performing the action on myself only, then in this case, I'll be the subject and I'll be the object only. And in these cases, in these kind of sentences, the object is reflexive pronoun. In these kind of sentences, the object is reflexive pronoun. See, you need to understand a sentence. The girl cut herself for not securing the top position, for not securing the top position in. So there is this sentence in front of you on your screen. The girl cut herself for not securing the top position in boards. The girl is the doer here. If we talk about the subject of the sentence, the girl is the subject here. Cut is the verb. Now the girl cut whom? The girl cut herself. The girl cut herself. The girl performs the action and she performed the action on herself. Now the subject and the object of the sentence are both the same person. So now this word is reflexive pronoun. This word is a reflexive pronoun. Let us consider another sentence. The poor man poisoned himself due to extreme poverty. The poor man poisoned himself due to extreme poverty. Now, if I talk about the subject in this sentence, the subject is poor man. What he did, what is the action here? He poisoned. He poisoned whom? He poisoned himself. So the one who is performing the action and the one on whom the action is being performed, both are the same person. And if subject and object are the same person, then object is the reflexive pronoun here. Then object is the reflexive pronoun here. Are you people getting my point? Okay. Now let us consider the definition mentioned here. A pronoun is referred as reflexive pronoun when the subject and the object of the sentence are the same person, or you can say when the subject of the sentence is performing the action on himself. This is what I told you. Myself, yourself, ourselves, themselves, yourselves, herself, himself, itself, oneself, all these are. She have hurt herself. Now the doer is she here and whom she hurt? Herself. Same person, herself is the reflexive pronoun here. The poor woman poisoned herself and her children. So she poisoned and she poisoned whom? She poisoned herself. So herself is again the reflexive pronoun here. Reflexive pronoun are always used after the verb. So there is another thing which you need to remember about the reflexive pronoun, and the thing is that reflexive pronouns are always used after the verb. Okay. Now let us try to understand the logic behind emphatic pronouns. I'm writing two sentences on the screen. I teach English in Plutus, one thing. Second sentence is I myself teach English in Plutus. So in total, there are two sentences in front of you on screen. You just need to tell me the basic difference between the two sentences. Do you think, do you find out, is there any difference between the two sentences? Do you think that both the sentences have different meanings or they do not relate to each other? I teach English in Plutus, okay. I myself teach English in Plutus. In both the cases, who is teaching English in Plutus? I am teaching English in Plutus. You need to understand very basic thing. When, see, the name of the pronoun is emphatic. The name of the pronoun is emphatic. The word emphatic is derived from emphasize. 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 Emphasize means to put pressure on something or to make someone or something important. Always remember one thing, that emphatic pronoun is made up from word emphasize, and emphasize means to put pressure on something, to make someone or something important. And when we use emphatic pronouns, whenever you need to make the subject of the sentence feel more important, whenever you want to emphasize the subject of the sentence, whenever you want to put pressure on the subject of the sentence, in that case, you people need to use emphatic pronoun. In that case, you people need to use emphatic pronoun. You need to understand very basic thing. If I write, I teach English in Plutus, one thing. I myself teach English in Plutus. Second thing. Third sentence. It is I who teach English in Plutus. Third sentence. All the sentences which you can see on your screen are correct. There is nothing wrong in any of the sentences. If you are putting myself in a sentence, if you're writing myself in a sentence, the sentence is correct. If you are not writing myself in sentence, the sentence is also correct. The only difference is, if you want to make the subject feel more important in the sentence, if you want to put pressure on the sentence, in that case, you can write myself. Right? There is no grammatical importance of emphatic pronouns. See, he told me the whole story. One thing. Next sentence is, he himself told me the whole story. He told me the whole story. He himself told me the whole story. In both the sentences, he is telling you the story. In first, you make it very normal. He told me the whole story. In second, you made it very precise. You put he himself told me the whole story. See, this is the basic difference. The basic difference is what you want to convey through your sentence. If it is very normal that he told you the story, you can say he told me the story. If you want to emphasize, he himself told me the whole story, then in that case, you need to use emphatic pronouns here. Is that clear to everyone? So this is the basic difference. Reflexive pronouns are used when subject and object of the sentence are both the same person. Emphatic pronouns are used when you just need to put pressure on the subject of the sentence, right? Let us consider the previous slide for definition. These are the pronouns which are used to put emphasis on the subject of the sentence. Again, the same words are here. You yourself will go to the market and bring some fruits for her. You will go to the market and bring some fruits for her. Very common thing. You yourself will go to the market and bring some fruits for her. Is emphatic, only you can go, nobody else can go in that case. She herself will bring those notebooks. Okay, she bring those notebooks, she herself will bring those notebooks. No difference, only to emphasize. Now, I told you one major thing here. I told you one major thing about reflexive pronouns. I told you that reflexive pronouns are always used after the verb. Because reflexive pronouns used as the object of the sentence. So it is very normal to understand this thing that reflexive pronouns are always used after the verb because objects are always used after the verb. Now, emphatic pronouns are used to emphasize subject of the sentence. Emphatic pronouns are always used to emphasize subject of the sentence, so that's why they are always used exactly after the subject of the sentence. They are always used exactly after the subject of the sentence. So you can say these pronouns are always used before the verb. Reflexive pronouns are always used after the verb. Emphatic pronouns are always used before the verb. Is that clear to everyone? Emphatic pronouns are always used before the verb. So even at the time of exam, even at the time of paper, if you forget the difference between what is reflexive pronoun, what is emphatic pronoun, just remember these two things. Reflexive pronouns are used after the verb. Emphatic pronouns are used before the verb, right? Okay, moving on to the next slides. Okay, find errors if any. He resigned to Buddhism. He resigned his job. She absented from the class. She acquitted well during the strike. Okay. Okay, there are certain sentences given on your screen, and as you all know, this is my favorite part of the class. Find errors if any. There are in total 4 sentences, and we need to find error in them, right? Okay, let's see. Let's see the rule first this time. I'm not going to tell you anything. With the following words, we use reflexive pronoun. Okay, first let us read the words. The words are acquit, away, reconcile, amuse, resign, avenge, exert, apply, adopt, adjust, pride, absent, and enjoy. So in total, there are 13 words: acquit, avail, reconcile, amuse, resign, avenge, exert, apply, adapt, adjust, pride, absent, and enjoy. You need to first, before reading the rule, before understanding the rule, you first need to remember a very simple thing, that all of these words are transitive verbs. All of the words given here are transitive verbs. Now, I want to know from you, just tell me that what do you mean by transitive verbs? What do you mean by transitive verbs? I have already told you transitive and intransitive verb in subject-verb agreement. You need to remember those details. Revise in routine. What are transitive verbs? See, transitive verbs are the verbs that always need an object after them. What I said that transitive verbs are the verbs that always need an object after them. I already told you in subject-verb agreement that the two important components in a sentence are subject and verb. An object can be there and an object cannot be there. Now, there are two types of verbs. One is transitive verb, another one is intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are the verbs that always need an object after them. For example, if I write I like, if I come to you and say simply to your face that I like, do you understand what exactly I'm saying? Do you understand what exactly I am saying? No, because the sentence is not complete. The definition of a sentence is that a group of words that can give us a complete meaning is known as a sentence. I like is an incomplete sentence, but if I say I like reading, I is the subject, like is the verb, reading is the object here. So like is transitive verb here. Like is transitive verb here. Okay. Now, I can write another sentence as I wrote, I like reading. I can write another sentence. I like my mom. I like my mom. Transitive verbs are the verbs that always and always need an object after them. One thing. Transitive verb needs what? Object. The second thing. The object of transitive verb, I'm repeating, the object of transitive verb either gives you the answer of what or gives you the answer of who. I like what? I like reading. I like whom? I like my mom. There are two things which you need to remember about transitive verbs. One is transitive verbs always need an object with it. Second is the object of transitive verb either gives you the answer of what or gives you the answer of whom. Got my point? Okay. Now I'm telling you, now I told you that all these verbs are transitive verbs. If they are transitive verbs, that one thing is very clear, they will need or they will always need what? They'll always need an object after it. they will always need an object after it. Is that correct? Now, with the following words, we use reflexive pronoun only when these words are used as verbs and they do not have object with them. Okay. She, he is absent. He absented from the. Okay, just consider the sentence first. He absented from the class. Just let me know very simple thing that is this word is available in this list? Yes, this is here. So which means it needs a reflexive pronoun after it. He is the subject here, absent is the verb here, from is the preposition here. So according to he, what reflexive pronoun will be used? Himself. According to he, what reflexive pronoun is used? Himself. He absented himself from the class. This is what we have read about these words, that with these words, we always need to write reflexive pronoun after them. One thing. Second thing, if I write a sentence, he is absent, do you think they are correct? Do you think that the given sentence is correct? Yes, it is correct. Yes, it is correct. Why? Because absent is not verb here. Why absent is not verb here? Let us move back to the previous slide for a better understanding. I am saying, do you think that in the sentence he is absent, we need to add reflexive pronoun after absent? I told you that these words are transitive verbs. Do you people think that absent is a verb here? Do you people think that absent is a verb here? No, absent is not a verb here. Then what is absent here? See, always remember one thing, that after the forms of be, what are the forms of be? Is, am, are, was, were, being, and be itself. What I said, that after the forms of be, and the forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, been, and being. Either third form of verb can be used in terms of voice, or V1 plus ing. Ing form of a verb can be used in terms of tense. I am repeating it, that after the forms of be, and the forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, being, two form of verbs are possible. Either third form of verb can be used when in voice part, or V1 plus ing can be used when in terms of tense. Now, do you think that it is V3? No, V3 is what? Absented. Do you think that it is ing? No, it is not absenting now. So which means that this is not verb. Now what is it? This thing we are going to understand in some later sessions, not today. But for now, it is necessary for you to understand that either V3 is possible here or V1 plus ing is possible here, and absent is none of them. Absent is neither of them. So that's why absent is not verb here and the sentence is correct. You are only going to use reflexive pronoun after these words when these words are being used as. When these words are being used as what? Verb in the sentence. So the sentence is correct here. Okay. Let me tell you, let me explain through another example as well. I write, he resigned from the post of Chief Justice. I have written he resigned from the post of Chief Justice, one sentence. Now another is he resigned to journalism. What is common in both the sentences? The verb used in both the sentences is same, which is resign. Now resign possesses two meanings. One meaning is to give your resignation letter from job, to stop working, to say, to announce that I'm not working anymore through a written statement is known as resignation, one thing. Now another meaning of resign is to submit yourself to something or someone, to devote yourself to something or someone. What I am saying, the another meaning of resign is to submit oneself to something or someone, or to devote oneself to something or someone. Now you need to remember that when resign means to give resignation from job, then in that case resign do not need an object after it. That means resign do not work as transitive verb. What I said, that when resign means to stop working or to give resignation from your job, then in that case resign does not behave as a transitive verb. And because it does not behave as a transitive verb, it does not require an object exactly after it. One thing. But when resign means to submit or to devote, in that case resign is a transitive verb, and because it is a transitive verb, it needs an object after it, and if the object is not there, you need to write what? Reflexive pronoun. See, he resigned from the post of Chief Justice. Totally correct, because here the meaning of resign is to give resignation letter from your job. So we do not need an object after it. He resigned to Jainism. Now Jainism is a religion in India. So it means that you are devoting yourself, you're submitting yourself to Jainism or to Buddhism, to any religion, to Christianity, right? So in this case, resign is a transitive verb, and because it is a transitive verb, it needs an object after it. Because it is a transitive verb, it needs an object after it. Now, according to let's write here she. For you will understand deeply, because in the last question also we had he. She resigned to Jainism. Now, according to she, the correct reflexive pronoun is she resigned herself to Jainism, right? So this is the correct. Okay. I'm writing another sentence. I enjoyed I enjoyed the party. I enjoyed in the party. What do you think? What do you people think? Both the sentences are correct. One of them is correct or both are wrong here? I have written two sentences on the screen. I enjoyed the party. I enjoyed in the party. One thing which I already told you about these sentences or these words are, all of these are transitive verbs, right? Transitive verbs require what? Object. If object is not there, there is a condition always. If object is not there, then in that case you need to use what? A reflexive pronoun. But if object is there, I'm saying if object is there, then in that case reflexive pronoun is not needed. Now in this sentence, I enjoyed the party. I is the subject here. Enjoy is the verb here. I enjoyed what? I'm getting the answer of what? I enjoyed the party. So the object is here. We need not to add reflexive pronoun in the sentence. I am repeating it. Transitive verbs are the verbs that always need what? Object after them. If object is not there, then what we need to do? We need to add reflexive pronoun there to meet the demand of the object for transitive verb. Now, if object is there, then in that case, we need not to write a reflexive pronoun after the same words. One thing. And we all know that the object of transitive verb either gives you the answer of what or gives you the answer of whom. So in this case, I enjoyed the party. I enjoyed what? I enjoyed the party. Getting? Now, I enjoyed in the party. I enjoyed where? In this sentence, you're not getting, see, this is very common sentence in communication language. But in communication language, we use many slangs. Slangs means there are certain words which are not correct grammatically, but they are very famous in communication, right? So it is very usual to say, I enjoyed very much in the party, I enjoyed in the wedding, I enjoyed very much in the marriage, right? But this is wrong. I enjoyed in the party. Are you getting an object exactly after it? I is the subject, enjoy is the verb. You are getting a preposition. A preposition can never be an object. When I started pronoun, when I started noun, I already told you when I explained you the parts of speech that noun and pronoun are the two words. Noun and pronoun are the two parts of speech that can only be used as subject and object of the sentence. So in this sentence, we are going to use according to I. Now, enjoyed is not being followed by an object here, but we need an object after transitive verb. If object is not there, what we need reflexive pronoun. And according to I, the reflexive pronoun is what? Myself. I enjoyed myself in the party. I enjoyed myself in the party. Getting my point? Okay. He resigned himself to Buddhism. Okay. He resigned his job. She absented herself from the class. She acquitted herself well during the strike. She kept herself away from bad company. He bathed himself in the river. Now, recently we have learned few words. that always require an object, that always use reflexive pronoun after them if object is not there. Now, there are two sentences in front of you. She kept herself away from the bad company. He bathed himself in the river. Now you need to understand that there are certain words with which we do not use reflexive pronoun. There are certain words with which we do not use the reflexive pronoun. These words are: we do not use reflexive pronoun with the following words: keep, stop, turn, qualify, move, bathe, rest, and hide. Keep, stop, turn, qualify, move, bathe, rest, and hide. Right? So we do not use reflexive pronoun with the following words. So she kept away from the bad company. He bathed in the river. Another thing which you need to learn is reflexive of or emphatic pronoun can reflexive pronouns can never be used as the object of the subject or object of the sentence. This is what the next rule must be saying. We cannot use reflexive pronoun as the subject and the object of the sentence. Myself, sometimes when people are asked to give their introduction, they usually start their sentences like myself, Niyati. No, this is wrong. The correct grammar is I am Niyati, or the most preferred version of saying this is my name is Niyati, right? Myself, Rohan from Delhi is wrong. I am Rohan from Delhi. Subject, uh, like subject, they cannot be used, and also like object, they can never be used. He's not giving the red book to myself. He's not giving the red book to me. Okay, one word substitution for today. A person appointed by two parties to solve a dispute. If there is a dispute, there is a problem between two parties, then both of them choose a single person to clear that dispute, and that person is known as arbitrator. That particular person is known as arbitrator. A person who is blindly devoted to an idea, a person displaying an aggressive or exaggerated patriotism. Okay, a person who is following something madly, a person who is a big fan of something, who is blindly believe in that, devoted to something, is known as chauvinist. Chauvинist. Its pronunciation is chauvinist. A person who primarily concerned with making money at the expense of ethics. So at the expense of his morals, he still wants to make money. In anything he starts, in anything he does, he looks for money. That particular person is known as mercenary. Mercenary. A scolding, nagging, bad-tempered woman. A woman who is always fighting, who is always scolding to others, who is always ready to fight is known as termagant. Termagant. A person employed to drive a private or hired car. See, driver is a common word. Chauffeur is the professional word. The spelling is Chauffeur. Chauffeur is the professional word for a driver who is hired to drive a private or hired car. One who supervises in the examination hall. One who takes care that no student is cheating. One who takes care the discipline of the examination hall. We all know this word. This is very common word in our lives till our college life. Invigilator. Invigilator. One who presents a radio program. The one who presents or represents a radio program is known as radio jockey. You all know this word as well. A collection of weapons and military equipments. Okay, when there is a collection of weapons or military equipments, or the things which we use in wars, like weapons only, are known as is known as arsenal. A public room or building where gambling games are played. We all know this word as well, casino. Casino is the place where people play gambling. Nursery, where babies and young children are cared for during the working day. A place where we keep young children, where the parents put their young children through the daytime while the parents are working. They send their children to crèche. They send their children to crèche, right? So the takers will take care out of them. Of them. Okay, so these are the one word substitution. A person appointed by two parties to solve a dispute. Arbitrator, just a quick revision. A person who is blindly devoted to an idea or to something is chauvinist. Anyone whose primary concern is making money, earning money at the cost of his ethics, at the expense of his morals, is known as mercenary. Any woman who loves to fight, who is always ready to fight, is known as termagonate. A person employed to drive a private or hired car is known as chauffeur. One who supervises in the examination hall, one who takes care that nobody is cheating, one who maintains the discipline and decorum of the examination hall is known as Invigilator. One who presents a radio program, radio jockey. A collection of weapons and military equipment is known as arsenal. A public room or building where gambling games are played, a place where people play gambling games, is known as casino. Nursery, where babies are kept, take care, you can say a daycare center as well to nursery, where babies and young children are cared for during the working day, is known as crèche. Is known as crèche, right? So these are the one word substitution for today. This is all for today. We have learned reflexive and emphatic pronoun in today's class. In another class, there are certain deep things which we are going to learn. Revise this stuff. Don't forget to learn one word substitution. Till then, bye bye.